That's quite a throw, to be honest.
I don't know what. Well, we're on cash then. Let's just move swiftly forward of that. We're on cash. We've got CLG versus Gambit, best of 3. We've got Cobblers as the second map, but we'll start with the first. Gambit going to be on the T side, CLG starting on the favoured side of cash, or Cash, if you are from Australia, Dan.
Cash. That's all I have to add.
Its music is mad epic.
Well, thanks for that, James. It is indeed Selika's birthday, so CLG starting off on the CT side and Gambit on the T side here on the Kaish. Shout out to the Aussies. And we can see that we're going to be getting a lot of presence here initially from Gambit, just moving towards the boost area into mid. The bomb is actually towards A main, so they're going to go for the A split right now. And so far it's Adren and Dozier with the openers. CLG feeling the pain as the bomb makes its way onto the A site. And it's all on JDM and Hazed on a very, very difficult retake. 2 versus 5. No, well, 2 flashbangs. No Kevlar on Hazed, but at least there's a kit.
All they need is headshots down. They've got the USPs, they have the range. There are 2 USPs on the T side as well, though. So they're going to need to be quick on the trigger down, but by no means are they out on this pistol, though that smoke does definitely not help. JDM's got 1, 4 more to find. His teammates behind the smoke. He hears the flank coming in, and the trend's going to be successful with that, leaving Hayes alone versus 4. Still got a bit of time, does have a kit as well. By the time it's ticking fast. Waylander just searching in the smoke there, and I think the round is going to be over. The double/triple peek coming in, and there's a bit of a whoop as Gambit take the first round.
Yep, so it means that CLG likely going to force it up here. It's definitely very viable just to not to go all the way for the entire team, except for maybe a couple players. But are they going to do it? I mean, JDM going to be sticking on a full eco, so he can actually get himself an AWP when they can eventually afford to buy, which is definitely very smart. Hayes as well, not really investing too much. Only 3. Okay, no, Hayes is going to go all the way as well, just a little bit later. So CLG in a round like this, really looking, of course, for a lot of damage onto Gambit's economy. Just keep them honest there. And we can see already a bit of a firefight there in middle as Gambit take it over, and a boost onto Hazed here, and it looks like CLG are retaking middle, and there's a gun up for grabs there. It's only a Mac 10 though, so by design Gambit are going to lose a Mac 10.
Yeah, well, they've lost another gun elsewhere as Hooch has left the building. So there's a man advantage for CLG. There is armor in play here on most of the players, save for JDM, who is indeed saving for an AWP. And that's a problem. The fact that they could pick up more weapons a bit later on is going to be an issue for these players. So there's it's Tarek who has the Mac 10. So I do wonder if Hooch had a gun and where it was dropped. Nothing else being picked up by CLG so far. Gambit moving as a unit towards the A. I'm going to get some smokes and molotovs in. There's a counter flash coming in from Bugley. Gets close quarters on Dozier, but Dozier going to shoot him straight in the face. Tarek goes down as well. So 2 versus 3. No weapons on the remaining 2 CLG players. Only Hazed, who has Kevlar and a helmet. The smoke is still down towards the forklift area. Mac 10 has been picked up. It's got JDM rather than Hayes. And there he goes. So Hayes alone will take 1 more with him. So good damage done to the Gambit side, but they will prove successful despite a difficult test.
Indeed. Yeah, business as usual for them. And now it's going to be CLG with the full eco, more or less. Going to this round, so the expectations not really all that high. For Gambit, it's all about keeping their economy intact and just building it. And I wonder what the setups are going to be like for CLG. Of course, JDM is going to be a real key point for me when he gets that AWP in his hands. And how Gambit will play against that, I'm sure they've done quite a large amount of research on CLG. And CLG are one of the more stable teams as well from the North American region. They've got a lot of history, a lot of demos to look at. So we could expect Gambit with some informed strategies to try to counter how CLG like to play the map.
I know, generally speaking, that Gambit have apparently been working very hard in preparation for this major. Many people may have not expected them to come this far to make it to the major. Let's see how far they can go. Tarek the boot's going to get down 1 player. Oh, they've lost 2 players quickly again. And this time they're going to have better weapons than before. Can CLG retrieve any? Mo can't really leave this position because he needs to hold these guns down, which means that Gambit may feel compelled to push the A side. We've got CLG set up for the retakes there. And they're falling. More people are falling here for the Gambit side. They've got 2 people remaining, and Waylander's only got a tech 9. He needs to come into A main there and try and pick up one of these weapons. Nice snap by Mo, and he really needs to keep his angles open and clear out as much as possible while Waylander picks up a gun. Waylander pushing with the tech line, goes down. Mo with 34 HP. The bomb's down as well. He's got one more to find here. Cutler with a P250, but no armor. He's got to find a frag for his team. And Gambit, the second round was bad for them. The third round was even worse.
That's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. They really shouldn't be losing that round. CLG have so much money now, and Gambit are forced to go for a full buy. Just buy everything they possibly can, and likely that one of the better ways to play around like this is just to go and execute, because they just won't have the firepower. You know, there's two Tech 9s in their hands, which means that, you know, that's pretty good at taking bomb sites, getting those two guys to run first, you gain position quickly, but they're up against AWP and full rifles and full grenades. So now Gambit have to play a really strong and fast hit here to have any chance to win this round.
Well, they headed for the A bomb site. Dozier is going towards the squeaky door, so it seems it might be a fast A play. There are two CT players there, and one's going to get shot straight in the face. That's Tarek. Down he goes. Cutler's going to punish Adren for running through the smoke there, and Waylander will fall to Cutler as well. Fugly still holding an angle on the squeaky door. We've got pop flashes coming in from Mo. He needs to go over the top, but that's going to make him susceptible to the car. Dozier, meanwhile, is being taken down, leaving Mo and Hooch. Hooch's got a pistol at full health. Mo's got 1 HP. Gets a frag, falls to the flames. Hooch coming in from the connector area is, Z connector, picks up the AWP. He's going to be looking towards short, or if you're from America, then it's highway. I've been playing a bit of matchmaking, learning the American phrases. He's going to reset the situation. Who knows how good Hooch is with an AWP? I certainly don't. We've got Hazed in A main, which means that Hooch can afford himself 2 1v1s. But is he? Wow, Hazed getting taken down for free there with very poor spacing. Completely exposed to the entrance to A main. He could have easily just walked back a bit and not being exposed there, although he had his back to the wall to get the angle he wanted, but whatever he wanted to do, it was a poor angle. Cutler coming in, but Hooch is going to go for the crouch peek, and Gambit survive.
Yeah, very, very crazy stuff there from Hooch, picking up the AWP there, and honestly, Gambit needed that desperately, and they reset CLG, and CLG are going to be able to basically go for the force buy in this situation once again, because they know that Gambit's economy is very heavily strained, so if they win this round, I mean they need to double eco anyways, and if they win this round, they can reset Gambit. So it's a very smart play. Gambit should expect a force buy in this position from CLG, so Gambit, they can't make the mistake that they made to put themselves in this position where they lost the USPs. They have to have an anti-force buy drill and not make these fundamental errors. And Dozier's already going to pick up an opening kill there, so that's going to make things a little bit easier here for Gambit, but they've got to come together at some point and trade now.
Gambit have 2 Molotovs in the hole. Again, this is looking at the money left on the CT side. A force buy, a full force, no quasi-buys, or whatever you want to call them. Full armor, pistols on 3 of the players. Tarek with the solitary M4. There are 1.5 players over towards the bomb site, half because Fugly is kind of out of the site at the moment. There is a smoke down as well. Make that 3 smokes, and the push coming in from the team side. Waylander leading the charge onto the site. Nobody has a trade pack for him. Hayes playing around the smoke there, and he's going to get that kill for free. Maybe he can even pick up that AK soon.
Indeed, this is going interesting. They're able to get players, 2 players onto the B bomb site, and there's a lot of opportunity for Gambit not to rush things. 50 seconds to play with, and the bomb indeed will rotate towards the A site. They won't try to force the issue onto the B site, where CLG have reinforced it with 2 pistolers. However, Adren will go down left for dead, and that weapon will be picked up, but as long as they get the plant on A, Gambit should be fine. But Tarek's here to save the day here for CLG. 1 frag might slow them down. There's the 5-7 at range from Fugly, knocking Dozier down to a mere 19 points of health. He has the AWP, and he'll miss the shot there. Long range onto the car. Fugly is going to go close with the 5-7 there, spotting that the bomb is still down, and great turn there from Hayes, catching Hooch, who was on the flank. Now everything rests on Dozier's shoulders to try to save Gambit once again from a position they just frankly should never have been in the first place, and Fugly will secure it. CLG once again punishing Gambit for just not having these anti-force buy rounds down.
This is a calamitous start to the first map of this best of 3. Gambit throwing opportunities away time after time after time, and they will find themselves in financial difficulty following another successful force buy from CLG here. This is just a mess, and they need to snap out of this now. You can see some frustration from the players, a bit of discussion, a bit of a lack of coordination, it seems, from the Gambit side. And here we go. In situations where you have constant trading of rounds, you often see force buy after force buy after force buy alternating between teams. teams, and we see that now. 3 smokes in mid, 1 A main, and 1 over towards B vents as well. Looks like Gambit's going to split into B, having control of the B vents. Hayes heavily tagged, they're going for the pop flash. Hooch sees it and punishes Hayes for it as well.
Here we go, JDM push to a defense with the AWP, misses both close range shots, and Cutler will come in from CT. The one problem for Gambit is they have no smoke grenades. Once the bomb goes down, they can't cut off these key choke points, and they've only got one significant weapon in Mo's AWP. A trend with the flank though, and that should be Tarek dead, and indeed he will fall. Cutler though taking down Hooch towards the bomb site, and now I believe both players should be known. For Gambit, and Mo going close with the AWP, that's not going to work out for him. Adren in a 1 versus 2 with the bomb planted. It is at the back of the site. He hasn't got the best angle here. Takes down Cutler, but the hold was there from Fugly, and he'll be able to save the AWP as well.
That was really unfortunate for Mo. He had to make a gamble on whether they were coming higher or lower. He gambled on upper, they were both lower, so these things happen. They get the plant that's going to help their economy.
They should force buy again. They killed 4 players there, they got the bomb down, and indeed that's what they're going to go for. The pressure never ends, James. It's incessant.
Nice shot there by JDM, but the plant still came in despite his Cadillac snap stat.
Yeah, those 2 kills could very well have been enough, but this time it was not.
Yeah, look, despite winning the rounds, Tarek is reduced to a 5-7. It's been a common theme in many of these matches, actually. The economy has been strained for both teams multiple times, and it continues to be so. So you've got Hayes boosted into the vent, which allows him to look towards the mid area. That means that they can play 2B, 2A and leave 1 mid alone. That's going to be Cutler playing from the back, close to the short box, the sugar cue, whatever else you want to call it. And he can rotate and help A quickly as well, so they can have 3 people there if they need to. But looking over at mid, Hooch is going to be boosted up. This could provide opportunities later on. He could potentially go for a late flank or punish the CTs for doing so. Indeed, Cutler's running between A and mid. Just keeping a glance as to what's going on. They do have a player in the vent, but he may not peek until Cutler makes the call to do so, or until he hears some firing, etc. So Gambit slowly moving towards A. Got Dozier moving closer towards the squeaky door. Squeaky door's open. Fugly's taking a lot of damage as well, down to 21 HP on the site.
Yeah, the only strange thing here is that Waylander is the only guy that doesn't have a rifle, but he has a Tech 9, and he's in the mid lurker position where you're going to be playing the ranges. And the push is going to come in onto the A site now. Can it be claimed by Gambit? And this is a valiant defense so far coming in from CLG. They've taken down 2 players of Gambit, still preventing the bomb from going down. Although there might be some space, but it's very dangerous to try to go for it. And you can see why he won't even get planted in this position. Mostly fall. Tarek with a hero save. Both kills, stopping the plant, giving Hayes the space to take down the last player, and that is going to be a situation now where finally Gambit they should go for a save here. I mean, they can afford to buy a few pistols due to the round loss bonus, but they shouldn't force it up now anymore.
With a player in squeaky door, Tarek running around like that should not happen. Mo should be protected from that angle, but he wasn't. Again, Tarek running in like Baywatch, hats off with the plastic orange board thing. So CLG,
oh right, yeah,
whatever it is,
I can't remember what it's called.
CLG go 4-3 now, and the shot is missed over towards B. However, there are not many guns here on the CT side, so one does not expect much to happen. Waylander serves himself up to the gods, and the gods will take his sacrifice and leave bones for the vultures.
So it's pretty dark, James.
This is a good opportunity for CLG to build a bit of money, because again, the money is still piss poor for both teams at the moment. Tarek has literally nothing in the bank. On fumes at the moment. There we go, multiple digs going the way of Fugly, but they'll take that trade. 4 versus 1, and Mo doesn't have the bomb. He will be dispatched of as well, and that gives a chance for CLG to string some rounds together. Despite all the failures of Gambit in this round so far, they have 3 of 8 rounds. And again, they have more opportunity to break CLG. So some of the ways the rounds have ended have looked awful, but there's still lots of opportunity for them to get a good half here.
Yeah, the thing is that it's always the most disconcerting when you see a team unable to. In close succession, we saw 2 rounds failed by Gambit, whereas just have a good anti-force by drill, and you win those rounds. You have a big advantage. So Gambit have to recover. They cannot have fundamental errors here. And a fast play to take control is coming in from Gambit, in towards the B side of the map. And look at the wraparound from Waylander. He's going to fight 3 players, and that's not going to go too well for him. Hooch is there to trade 1 player, but still a better situation for CLG. Oh my goodness, Hooch with 3, and now it's just 2 players left for CLG. We only have Fugly and Cutler, and they've got mid so far. One player's on B, and they have no idea where the bomb is going to end up. It can be anywhere right now.
Yeah, I don't believe they have seen the bomb at any point in this round so far. Mo's carrying the bomb, and he's walking towards A main, where Fugly's holding towards Forklift, which has paid dividends for them before when CLG have had a play in that position. And indeed, Mo is bringing the rotation towards A by smoking off the usual position. They could be walking in that smoke for all they know. Cutler's moved back towards the car now, and Daisy's going to come out and not get the shot in time, and that might ring a bell. Although, what is the read from Cutler? He's moving towards B, but Fugly is miles away on A, so Cutler's either going to have to just wait for his rotation to come in or risk losing the round in a 1 versus 1.
This is a tough situation indeed for the CTs, as you can see Gambit with good post-plant positions. Mo with the headshot angled there towards the upper spot where Cutler is. Looking for the shoulder peek, it's all on Cutler now. He's going to go to try to spray down Hooch. Very smart play. Hooch with 4 kills so far in this round. Could potentially get the ace secured here, as Cutler is in the heaven area. Going for the peek, it's Mo to take the shot and the round for Gambit. Hooch, man, this guy, he completely saved Gambit more than once now in spots where essentially they've been outplayed from a positional standpoint. Hooch comes in and gets the frags.
Indeed, and I was about to say Captain Cadillac was putting in work towards the B side with these first 2 picks that you're about to see in the replay there, but then Hooch came in, not just the cheap drink and bars in London there, but also, man, getting a 3k on the B bomb site. Very nice stuff. So CLG have gone for the force once again, force after force. This actually makes for quite fun matches, all these constant forces. Some of the players had around 6k, some didn't, so we're going to have an AWP, an M4, a silence M4, 2 pistols, and a reasonable amount of nades here for CLG. So we'll see what the players. Last round they had a strong mid take. This round they're going to have 2 people towards mid, I think. Actually, that's JDM in the B checkers with the AWP, and we'll see how aggressive a position he chooses to take. Hayes is playing from the site, which means he can throw pop flashes for JDM to peek, but in fact JDM's going to push with the AWP, which might mean that Hayes goes for a bit of a rotation, but Waylander is ready and waiting for JDM, and they'll both move away from the B bomb site.
Yeah, you can see right now there's a bit of an A play, I think, in mind for Gambit. Oh, that's a nice kill there. Dozier taking down one player away from the A bomb site, and there's a minute left to play with. Gambit is starting to set up now towards that A site. They've got Waylander who can kind of lurk in towards middle if he wants to, although it did just get smoked off. He can push through there, and we can see a bit of a split action potentially coming in from Gambit, because the Adren's also there to help in middle. So Gambit looking quite dangerous at the moment. Fugly tries to take initiative, and he gets shut down, leaving Cutler on 14 HP. He gets caught off over by Highway. And this is a bad look right now for CLG. He's trying to do some damage, but it's just simply not enough. JDM left with nothing to do. Right,
so, well, nothing to do but save this AWP for the up-and-coming rounds. We know what he can do with it. I mean, going into the next round, like you get the money on CLG, it's pretty much JDM versus the rest of the world here. So it might be the case that, for example, they spend a bit of money on some flashbangs, try and pop flash him into A main to get a pick, try and rotate him if he's successful, and so on and so forth. So this AWP could be valuable, and we've seen what happens on Force Bias. If he gets 1 or 2 picks with it, and even if they're on an eco, maybe they win the round, who knows? We'll see if Gambit can get their act together in that respect. Waylander, who until very recently was actually in the army, left the real guns to the virtual ones then.
Indeed. Nice little pop flash there from JDM to keep himself safe, and also good defense. So they'll hang on to the AWP, which in rounds like this can be very nice, as if he's able to pick up, maybe they'll lose the round anyway, but it's going to give them, much more chance to actually get a couple frags in, and keeping the economy down at Gambit when they're in rounds like this is going to be playing directly against the kind of situation where they should be making money. So nice that he holds on to that. He's also got loads of nades, actually. He's got a full stock of nades with that.
He has a very good spawn, actually, to jump straight into the B angle, but he's going for a more aggressive one, in fact. This is Fox-esque, but that flashbang is going to be a bit of a pain. He's got support from some teammates, but it may just be the Vultures waiting to pick the AWP from his warm body should he be unsuccessful. That is a great start, but now the question is he going to rotate like he needs to? Indeed, he's running away from B, because in this situation you're going to expect Gambit to move away from the saved weapon, so JDM's running all the way to A, but Gambit might have a read on this because they've got Hooch moving into the vents from mid, and the bomb is coming mid, so it seems they might just funnel a bit of a conga line into the B bomb site.
Yeah, and you can see smartly Hayes is just going to take a good position instead of trying to get the gun and then be potentially out of position, and that might get him the kill. Oh, it's just a few 3 shots on the Dren, but cannot finish him off. That's a really unfortunate situation there. But in comes Cutler, almost getting a really nice timing on the player throwing the grenade, but he's going to have to back away. And this is good now from Gambit. They're actually able to coordinate onto the B site all together, and they're not hemorrhaging any players before doing so, as in previous rounds. Hooch is there to defend Ben as well. So it all looks well now in the camp of Gambit. JDM does get a bit of a tag there, but finally gets eliminated.
I'd say both teams made the right decision in that respect, in that situation. JDM rotating the AWP, but Gambit making the right read. He's probably going to rotate the AWP, so let's just go to B. Nicely done. Maybe JDM should have tried to go for the save again at the end there, because there wasn't much he could do. There were 4 people alive when he's trying to get his AWP game on. But there we go. It will be lost, and he will be reduced from the AWP to a FAMAS. He did well to save it for 1 round at least. So Gambit building a nice lead now. Well, a nice score. It's only 1 round lead, but it's a nice score. 6 rounds from 11 on the T side. Could have been more, but they'll take that. You can see CLG back on the buy, but they are limited in grenades already. Only 2 smokes in the hole with what they've put down.
Yeah, you can see they're really cutting every corner. No one has a helmet, which is sad times in war, but Tarek will be pushed over the boost. And a Dren, not quite expecting the right angle, and Tarek with a quick frag and falls back now. This is good, just falling back to safety, more passive positions. Now you've got the man advantage. And they forced Gambit now to respond with something. And Gambit are deciding to move towards the A main area at the moment. You can see Mo is looking for the initial entry, perhaps, if there was to be a player close, but looks to be not the case so far. And CLG, they don't have much information, but that's okay considering that they already have a man advantage.
So Mo's got an angle onto A with the AWP, but Fugly, you can see he's playing a nice angle where he was just jump peeking from the quad boxes, and Tarek has been sacrificed, but will sacrifice pay off for CLG. They've only got 2 players on the site at the moment, and there are 4 Gambit players about to charge, but they're a bit hesitant at the moment. That's allowing more TGs to rotate. Now we've got Hayes towards car. Fugly holding things down for the time being. Nice counter flash from I think that was Fugly from the car as well, and that's going to give Fugly more time to find more frags. So he gets one through the door. Now it's just down to the man Fugly, who was on quads, and Gambit will take the round. Sorry, it was I think it was Hayes coming towards the car position, but Gambit's hesitation to take the site allowed him to get that counter flash in, which did more damage to their side. Nevertheless, they take the round and extend their lead to 2, and Counter Logic Gaming are poor once again.
Yeah, we've had a lot of really scrappy rounds, but despite that, Gambit are doing really well now. They've got themselves 7 on the board against the 5 of CLG. So if they can continue this, and definitely they're favored to do so, considering that now CLG, what have they got to play with? They got just some 5.7 and P250s and only 2 armors. So CLG not with the strongest of buys, to say the least. Bit of a quasi.
CLG have been doing awful in the ESEA League actually recently. So Gambit with 7 rounds on the board already on the T side. You probably have to be concerned if you're a CLG player, but just purely because of their recent form. And there we go. Tarek's going to get shot straight in the face. Hooch is moving into the mid area. We have people rotating out of the B bomb site, but Gambit aren't committing to anything just yet. 5 versus 4. They know CLG are on the eco. Hopefully they've learned their lesson from the anti-force, anti-eco buys, which have failed repeatedly in this first game already.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a very, very bad sign, but at least now they're starting to get things together again. But they still are making some of the same mistakes, isolating more players than they need to. That said, they're picking up the kills. So at the end of the day, that's all you really need to be doing. And now, after the initial trades in the rounds, it's all about that A hits. In fact, they're splitting onto A from middle as well. So just Fugly left now, and looks like they're going to claim that 8th rounds without too much issue. No one going down for Gambit Gaming, and CLG now in a position where they don't have enough rounds, I think, so far. They really need to get the last 2 to be feeling at all confident.
Yeah, the score, they're not going to be happy with, well, for them, the score should be the other way around, basically.
Absolutely, yeah.
They don't want Gambit getting more than 5 rounds on Gambit's T side, and Gambit have the opportunity to double the score that they would ideally have if you were a CT right now. So JDM is back on AWP, and he's in fact rotating his position away from B towards quad on A. So we'll see if that takes Gambit by surprise. if they can capitalize on that. We've got Hayes playing alone on the B-bomb site now, and Tarek's playing close mid, with Cutler playing at the back.
Yeah, it'd be quite interesting to see if Gambit are going to start experimenting with something like a delayed mid attack in this round, because CLG are in a spot where they might feel like taking a risk could be a good option. So by playing slow in the start of the round, you kind of make it the percentages, you know, go less in the favor of the opposition, that they're going to catch you out of position because you're kind of expecting it. Then you can hit them when they're kind of rotating later into the round with a delayed mid take, and then builds the A or the B play off of the frags you get there. And Gambit actually going to be tossing in some nades here from behind A main into the A-bomb site.
Yeah, so you saw a Dren throw Molotov into the vent, which might suggest a B split actually. But, well, here comes the mid-take, 50 seconds on the clock. Dozy is going to fly and take Tarek down. The Dren moves into mid. Hayes holding an angle onto B, so it's going to be B after all, but it's a three-man rotation here from CLG, and Hayes can't hold down the vent, which means the B site is open, and Fuckley's going to have to fight for it. That smoke might allow him to get into the headshot position. He's going to try, and indeed he is successful, which means there's another retake that needs to happen here for the T site. 30 seconds left. Mo takes on Fuckley, leaving JDM alone. Gets a nice snap onto Hooch. That's the bomb down on the site itself. He might rotate his position. There's a flank coming in though from Adren.
Yeah, this flank from Adren is very, very key. Make life a little bit easier. Smoking off JDM. Will he look behind himself? Oh, there's a gap there. That's going to really tease JDM. And JDM's going to try to use that to actually look through and grab the attention there. Can Adren come in with a flank? He's going to go over the top, actually. And he's spamming a bit through the smoke here. JDM might get this frag if only Adren had actually really given his position away. But he's just going to stop firing and fall back now. Gambit playing this one incredibly safe, and Adren taking a good post-plant position. JDM will try to smoke his way out and flash his way out now as that bomb ticks away. Both players very low, but so is, well, JDM and Adren both very low. But Waylander's quite healthy. And Mo's quite healthy rather, and here he goes. Up onto the site now, and Adren's going to catch him. Gambit playing that really safe, and looks like CLG are in a lot of trouble now as Gambit go 9 rounds.
You can see how dangerous JDM is when he put that smack down. That peek he did, even though nobody was there, was so fast. Let's have a look at what Mo's up to here. Nice shot there. Does he get the second one to Fugley? Indeed he does. Very good stuff. So Gambit with 9, you have to favour them for the map now, really, surely.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice in their position when they can rely on such a standard strategy, the slow play into delayed mid take, get the kill on vent into a fast B hit. That's such a standard kind of way to play the map, and if it works like that, it's pretty sick actually for them. And CLG now scrambling, lack of grenades, lack of firepower. Gambit could just run the same strategy if they really wanted to. We've got a bit of a stack actually from CLG towards the A site, so they might try to actually pop flash into A main here and try to take the map control and see if they can try to level the disadvantage by taking map control away from the opponents, and it might work out here. Can they get in front of the Dren trade perhaps? Yes, there it is. Key information and a key frag.
But he cannot retrieve the gun, throws a Molotov, and then moves away from A main. Mo's got to be careful because he's carrying the gun. Dozier finally gets taken down towards Squeaky, being quite the nuisance to CLG in that position, and that means with 2 men down, Gambit are going to have to move away from protecting that gun, and they've got to concentrate towards the B bomb site where they have again JDM in isolation. They only got a time after this time, no fancy kills for him. Mo takes him down with his favourite weapon, down to a 3 versus 3 now. So Gambit needs to get the plant down, but they've got to be wary of upper and lower CT side, vents and T, so they don't have enough personnel to cover all the angles.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. A lot of it's going to come down to what Hooch is able to accomplish in the vents for the defensive Gambit, as the 2 players outside of the vents, which is currently smoked off. Hooch on the max health as well. Oh, good, solid damage there from Hooch on the tower. He's getting spammed down a little bit now. He's going to get eliminated. No frags actually from him, so more pressure onto Mo, but Mo has got the shots. Tag out of the picture. Oh, great second kill coming in from Mo. That should really silence the efforts here, but Cutler, he's going for it right now. Mo missing a shot. Can Cutler get this done? Jumping in with a pistol is on Mo, and he's going to deliver for Gambit. 10-5 first half on the T side. That is a great way to end this first half, considering how shaky Gambit looked at the start.
Gambit just got 7 rounds in a row on their T side, and to be honest with you, if they didn't screw up so many rounds at the beginning, then that could have been like a 14-1.
Oh yeah, and Mo is a really big part of that. He's got 21 kills actually. He's doing a great job so far. And one of the things too for CLG, because the economy was always in dire straits, we never really saw JDM in a position where he could really get get to use that AWP of his, because that's what's really dangerous, is JDM's AWP on the team.
I know, but like I was actually looking forward to seeing Mo in this tournament because he is such an explosive AWPer, and I think it might be Nyanko I was talking to who said, you know, he is a good AWPer, but he doesn't perform as well versus tier 1 teams. Obviously CLG, you couldn't say right now, are a tier 1 team, but you can see his effect having 21 kills in one half, and again, really Gambit could have had a 14-1 half there, were it not for just having like apparently no proper anti-force buy strats, no Molotovs, haven't learned anything from Fred.
I mean, there was another situation, for example, where JDM was able to save an AWP and the rest of his teammates couldn't buy, so they kind of saved behind it, and they played into B storage. Now that's quite a cool idea, because you're going to try to focus away one player potentially, because if in normal defaults you're going to have maybe players around boost, maybe like one around squeaky door or main and one on B storage, so you can maybe isolate one player and take him down with the numbers. And the thing is that when you know that they're in a situation where they're on eco, you shouldn't be able to get isolated. Basically, you shouldn't be playing like defaults versus what you expect to be weapons, because they're expecting pistols. So they actually made life really difficult for themselves. Again, it really feels like they're not cognizant enough of when their opponents have just pistols.
Yeah, and if Gambit proves successful in this best of 3, then those mistakes are going to be punished more and more by stronger and stronger teams, to the point where they could lose match because of making those mistakes.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So we're about to get into the second half. Obviously, Gambit going to be on the CT side. Let's see how they approach the A side. You can see it often varies. Quite often you have the retakes there, and what CLG have to offer on their T pistol.
I hope it's good, James. For their sake, I hope it's good.
Indeed it is. So having a look at the initial T aggression, they seem to be concentrated towards the A bomb site. Bombs left in T warehouse for the time being. Dozy is going for a straight peek towards A main, and he's going to find Fugly there, but Fugly's going to back off, and Dozy is just going to hold an angle, which is information for his team, but he's got nobody watching his 6. You see Tarek was towards Squeaky, but he's running away now, and Dozy's moved to a more passive position, while Gravity brings CLG down towards B. Adren getting boosted up though. Tarek has left the building. JDM holding an angle towards mid. He's going to get wrecked as well. Clutch King of 100 ping with 2 frags.
Yeah, but looks like the B bomb site's going to go to CLG, so despite being man down, they're going to have a solid chance into this one. Now you can see that Gambit are really just taking their time, setting up around all the entry points to the bomb site. Higher, CT, vents, B storage, they're going to have a man in every single angle. So that's going to be good, and they're going to coordinate and go in promptly. And here it is, Adren's first man to distract the vent player. Perfectly done. Now Mo has an opportunity to get out there, and he's going to try. Nice snap there from Hayes. And in comes Hooch. Hayes with a frag on him as well. And now it's just down to Fugly versus Adren. Adren already with 4 kills. Can he make it? The ace against Fugly. He's trying, and he will. Adren with the ace.
Got no kit.
But no kit indeed. Will he be able to make it in time? Looks like he can't.
Far away.
Oh, unfortunate, that was close.
He's the hero we deserved, Dan, but not the hero we needed. CLG, take the pistol.
At least he got 5 kills. That's he can have. He's got a lot of money now, despite them losing the round. He's got $3,000. I wonder if he'll buy like what he'll buy with that.
Gambit was super unlucky there. They had a 4 versus 2 situation, but there were some nice headshots coming out of the checkers area. It was very good timing as well. People reloading couldn't answer. But there we go. CLG with a fighting chance. If they lost that pistol, then I don't know.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting because Adren got the ace. He's got a FAMAS. He's got the kit that he picked up, the Kevlar and 3 nades. That's actually quite legit. But I have to see if that was going to turn into anything. A lot of dangerous pistols. 3 Deeks as well.
Deeks.
CLG, they have to respect this. They need to have a good anti-force buy round of their own.
That is a terrible smoke in A main. I mean, that's really that is so bad that the T's can almost walk through it into the boost position. Shoddy performance there.
Are you triggered, James?
Slightly. Being a nade nerd, I'm slightly triggered, Dan. Tarek's moving towards the squeaky door. You can see JDM still holding a passive angle behind the box, which will for the most part only reveal his head. Got a bit of a spray going down. Ooh, I think we might have a flash attempt there. I think the CT's tried to flash through the door and it just completely failed and flashed Dozier behind the door instead. So we've got 3 CTs over towards the A site and 3 Ts over there. Cutler is holding almost from CT spawn.
Yeah, I like that. That's much better.
T spawn, excuse me. It can actually be fun to stand on the roadside at T spawn with a scout and just pick people off.
Here we go.
Who try to push, such as Waylander.
This is what we wanted to see. So, an actual some straps here with these nades, but getting picked off with a boost there from Adren, looking a little bit awkward. But they are going to be able to get themselves in the site, and they've got the rifles, so. quite strong results so far, but Hooch actually getting in there. Dozier now able to take down Carrot, he had no idea, and also almost getting the kill onto Hazed. Dozier causing real issues now. Cutler coming in, he was essentially the lurker of the team in the outmost position, but now he's going to save the day. But what is this? Waylander with the headshot on the Deagle onto Cutler, and once again, James, it's happening. CLG had a way better approach that round, but they didn't. They just got caught off.
Molotovs, Dan.
Yeah.
You know what's pretty cool?
But
Molotovs, Dan.
But they were trying to throw the Molotovs, but the problem is that they weren't trying to do it behind smoke, which is, if you know how to do it behind the smoke, that's the key. That's the best way to do it, because then you can't get picked off as you're throwing the nades. but yeah, 6 to 11.
The window of opportunity has been swiftly shot. You know that GIF where like these CIS CTs are like just foot dive? They get a Dr. Doom foot dive through a car window. That's what Gambit just did to CLG there. They got the foot dive through the window, and now CLG have all the pressure in the world. Like they are many leagues under the sea. Oh, this nade could be money from Dozier, but he chooses not to throw it. Just, oh, it's going to be delayed. Is that going to be NBA? No, but Waylander's going to take down Bugly in the meantime. So CLG has an opportunity to plant the bomb. Nice spray from Dozier, which is going to cause problems. Hayes has the bomb though, and he is on the site, moving towards default now. And indeed, the bomb plant's going to go down. 5 versus 3 retake, but there's money is in the bag here for CLG. But can they take the round as well?
Yeah, there's not many nades left on Gambit, and the players are very nadeable at the moment. Going to go close with the rifles instead, and just a couple players left here getting cleaned up. What an onslaught there from Gambit, just getting in there, straight in there, no messing around.
All the way in.
And that's a defuse. So Gambit going 12 to 6 now, and well, CLG, they do get the bomb down at least.
Their money's still...
No frags, unfortunately, for them.
Yeah, they are still poverty, though. I don't know if they can really buy in this round, or if they do, it's gonna suck, Dan. They have half the score of Gambit at the moment, but Gambit aren't too close to that 16 just yet. But really, if CLG don't win the following round, then we are looking at a 0-1 to Gambit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious what CLG will do this time around, because so far we can't see really any grenades from them. So, and
smoke and a flash, Dan.
Yeah, that's, I guess.
Again, with a smoke and a flash.
Pop flash and smoke for short for highway.
I mean, exactly. I mean, you can do a certain short plant if you put that smoke down for highway, if you know it, and pop flash through a main and then hope for the best.
I think he's going to try to flash MBK or something for because it's 3 players door, so. There's a smoke for highway.
But look at, let's note what Gambit are doing here. They know that there might be some shenanigans, and they seem to be quite happy to play a retake situation here, let the plant go down and have that 13th round.
They do have a lot of grenades, so this is going to be really hard for CLG to survive against all the incendiaries, and well, that's there's only one left.
Adren trying to place shadow on CLG head, but not getting it connected just yet. The MP9 coming in up close, the 5-7 to follow up. JDM not going to get taken down. We've got a team kill, NBA, but it's the wrong loot down.
Oh my god, Waylander and Dozier to kill Hooch. That's an assist on your teammate. Brilliant. Well, at least they get the round, James, and the previous one was, they did survive with 5 players, so, you know, it's not the end of the world, their money's still in good shape, so insta purchase of the AWP onto Mo, and Dren's still sitting there with 7.4k, deciding what to do with it. And CLG lots of money too, getting the bomb down. So now this is where, you know, the comeback, if it's going to happen for CLG, it's really got to start now. Because if they don't win the round, bomb needs to go down so they can fall by next round, and they need to get a lot of frags.
Look how far back that chair is. I mean, he could fall into the red windows behind him.
I know. I was quite surprised because, yeah, his setup is quite strange actually to me.
It's super cool though. Look at him. He's a swag lord in his imaginary Cadillac, just cruising down I-95.
Taking a tactical timeout here.
CLG, only Fugly has bought on CLG so far, so they are literally discussing everything.
Yeah.
About their plan. Look, guys.
The thing is, though, in spots like this is the classic thing where you know, but obviously get to kind of benefit as well from this timeout, because they can say, all right guys, you know, what do we want to do? You can talk a little bit about that, but mostly they're going to think, okay, what do we think CLG is going to do, and what is the best way for us to blow that up before they can do it? So you know, usually teams will try to take a bit of map control somewhere, so you'll try to maybe have like 3 players instead of, you know, pressuring mid or something as you might do normally. You take them to B storage, take away B storage, hold one guy in toxic, then send the rest away. Or maybe you do the other way around, take a couple players into a main, take that away, and then if, you know, CLG expected to build a play from that, they don't get to do it. So, you know, I'm curious what Gambit's interpretation will be.
Indeed. Well, Gambit, they have a fair amount of money in the bank. We've got Waylander on a FAMAS, but he's got 6.5k in the hole. So even if things go wrong here for Gambit, it's going to be a while before CLG break them, and CLG must be feeling all the pressure here because, you know, Gambit are a team that surely they can't be too familiar with. I mean, Gambit's a reasonably new lineup. We have some exiled players from Hellraisers, being Dozier and Adren, obviously, but there's not much history to Gambit itself with regards to their current CSGO team. So in terms of research, in terms of having a coach and so on, can they even anti-strat Gambit? I feel like they just have to take reads within games and try and figure something out here.
Right, and play off the player's confidence as well. I mean, it could very well be that you know, JDM's in a situation where he's thinking, all right, guys, you know, leave it to me. Give me the space at the start of the round to open something up, and then we'll make the mid-round call off of what happens then. And then, you know, if I can't get anything, we can do this. And that could be also the idea too. Or they could say, let's go for a delay mid-take, and then they could have a play they want to make off of that. We'll have to see how things build based on what's going on now. So bomb has been dropped outside of T warehouse, so pretty standard stuff there. Got JDM looking for the opener for the storage, and he's going to get it. So now 5 versus 4 early in the round. This is where CLG can really start to take control of the map.
Yeah, so the question is, are there 2 people over towards B? Are there 1? Is there going to be a rotation? CLG are just going to sit on their pick. They've got 1:20 on the clock, loads of time. So they're not going to do anything crazy. Bomb's still in T warehouse, and Hayes is holding very passively, just in case there's a push coming in through that smoke. Adren's alone in mid, and mid is vulnerable because he doesn't really have any help over there. He doesn't want to play close. Look at the amount of nades on CLG as well. They can do executes, they can do whatever they want. They can go for a slow mid-take with these Molotovs, put them under boost, put them in the vent, etc. They can suggest that they're going towards B with a Molotov into the vent. They can do whatever they want, and you can see those nades start to come out, and here comes the mid-take, which will allow them to split a site, but Adren is going to stop Cutler in his tracks, which will be a problem.
Yeah, and it's always really nice getting this mid take in at this point, because usually when you take one player away, mid is the first thing that's going to be weak, and that's what they've got now. So Hayes going to be re-smoking CT connector, and his teammates slowly making the play in towards B. And Gambit don't know what's going on just yet, because they don't have any info. They need info in A main, but they're not getting it. So now they're just going to have to wait until the push hits them on B, and the rotation only now is happening. If CLG are fast with the frags here, it's going to be pretty good for them. Fugly opens up onto Hooch, so now Gambit is in kind of a rough spot because the bomb is about to be planted, and vent room and B storage is under control of CLG now. So this is still in CLG's hands. Adren
knows his angles, but it doesn't manage to get enough of a connection. Fugly is holding an angle for Dozier, and he will be primed and ready now because of Dozier's nade. Oh, Dozier's got to be careful here. It's only 6 HP, but Dozier will brazenly drop the flashbang in there, flash himself at the same time because it hit the rim, as you can see there. So he's causing himself problems. Meanwhile, Adren's going down, taken by Hayes, so it's a 4 versus 2. So what is the play from Gambit? Looking at the CT money, they will be able to buy in the next round, but I wouldn't say they can afford to just try and kill as many people as possible, because if their economy gets broken, then CLG could quickly catch up to their score. So they will go for the save, but take any opportunities that come their way, and they won't come their way. And so CLG back to winning ways.
The big problem there is that when you lose middle like that, in a situation like that, you have to do something. You have to get some information, and the information, if you lose middle, you can't get it from middle. So it's B storage or A. And A was the easiest option for them. And if obviously it's a process of elimination. If you see no one at that point when the team has to be doing something because it's quite late into the round, then they can rotate much earlier, about 5 to 10 seconds earlier. Maybe not 10 seconds, but 5 seconds earlier. And then they have players in position in time. That was Gambit winning. CLG winning purely because they just outpaced the rotation.
So Gambit still sticking with their CT default 2 mid 2B, and Dozier alone towards A. There are actually 2 people in Squeaky here for the T side, and Fugly is holding the box in A main, which would suggest they are either looking for a pick with a lot of pressure towards A, or they're just going to go there regardless. They've got Lurker towards B, which is Cutler. Again, 2 people in Squeaky door, and there it is. JDM going to find the shot onto Adren, punished for looking for information. And Dozier will see 1 player move away from that Molotov. But again, CLG have an early pick with over a minute on the clock. Can they capitalize on this again?
Yeah, I mean, they still have Cutler, who's pretty defensive in B storage, and the team, it really feels like CLG are ready for this A hit, and indeed they're pushing their Fugly over the top of the forklift, will get killed by Dozier. He didn't have the support on this going into that push, and now things get a little bit awkward because Bomb is going to be rotating back because they couldn't get into the A site, and Gambit have a player close. It's Hooch. He's going to hear the running. Hooch has got all the info right now for his team. The rotation's starting to happen. Gambit are in a good position. If Waylander can hold or get a couple kills, great position. Hooch will help him out. And that is Tarek out of the picture. Waylander still dancing around the smoke, and all the frags going the way of Gambit, coming in from the back, and now it's just going to be JDM by the vent position, and he's got the AWP, so this is pretty hard. But if Hooch is not going to be looking, maybe JDM has him in there. Oh, what a shot coming in from JDM. 2 players still left to go with 20 seconds on the clock. The bomb is in no man's land, straight in the middle. And JDM's down to 3 points of health. So his chances are now slim to none. With 10 seconds left, has to pick up both frags. Another kill coming in. JDM can't win the round, but he sure as hell goes out with a bang.
Disaster indeed strikes here for CLG. That's a round they could not afford to lose. Literally, their money averages from 3 to 5k, and it seems the force is coming out. Tarek had the least money, and he's gone for the buy. Fugly picking up an AK. Great work by JDM. He had no choice but to go for that because of the implications of losing the round. The round was lost regardless, but if they can get a bit fortunate here, considering their lack of utility, then they will indeed break the CT economy now. So fingers crossed that they can stay in this game and take it a bit longer. We'll see if they manage to do that. We've got 4 players of CLG with their limited weapons moving towards B, so it seems they're going to go for the bum rush. But again, we've got Waylander and Hooch here, and Hooch is in a position where he can flashbang for his teammate, but Waylander's playing that kind of one and done, but the smoke may allow him to live a bit longer. Hooch will run distraction. Hazer, 180 no-scope, straight into Waylander's face. Down goes Hooch as well. So it's a 3 versus 4. CLG have the site. Adrenaline can't stop them from crossing, and the bomb will go down.
Yeah, this is once again another tough retake situation, but Gambit lots of time to play with, and their money though is not very good. They're probably going to consider the save here, to be honest, because their money sucks. And of course, they would be reset as well, having just won a round. So Gambit will actually retreat with the 3 weapons, and they will, you know, if they can keep all 3 members alive, they can very easily just drop for teammates.
Mo's going to be $100 short of dropping an M4, but he can obviously drop a FAMAS. And then who knows what happens to the rest. Maybe Hooch can drop a Mag 7 or a UMP, as we've seen them arise so commonly in this tournament so far. So CLG on death's door in game 1 managed to close it again for the time being. 6th round deficit now, surviving with 4 players will be crucial for their economy going forward, and we'll see what kind of buy the Gambit players can muster.
In 7 rounds, Mo's picked up, I think, what was it, 21 frags I think that he had in the first half, so he's only picked up 5 in 7 rounds. Which is not too bad, I guess, but he's definitely calmed down a little bit. Now we're going to have to see what can be brought to the table here. Hooch is on a 5-7, the rest of his teammates on rifles. Mo's still with that AWP, and decent amount of nades, generally speaking. Mo is just been a little bit of pressure initially into the middle area before falling back towards the quad on A, and CLG with a lot of presence, 3 men in A main.
Indeed, but there was a bit of running there, which Dozier will hear, which is why Mo has rotated to that position, and we know how capable he is. But with everything slowing down, they'll not really know what CLG are planning. And again, they're not really going for any aggression at the moment. 2 players are in mid for the CTs though, and again, you see Mo start to spam. Tarek got shot to about 14 HP because of Mo spam last time, and he's going to have to be careful on this occasion. Flashes, counter flashes coming in, so the T push that may have been attempted is not going to be successful just yet. Oh, Mo just shooting between 2 players there as the T start to encroach on the site. Hooch and Mo go down. Fugly is around default. There is a player still on the site on the other side of red, and that's Dozier, but he gets shot straight through the smoke by JDM. 4 versus 2 now for the T's. This is the opportunity they needed. Great flashes coming in. Everybody blind, but Dren goes down. Waylander is going hell for leather, but it's not going to be enough. CLG with momentum now have broken the CT economy.
Yeah, this is a really big problem. Gambit probably going for a full save, but also a timeout as well, just to be safe. And hey, you get a timeout per map, so this is a great time to use it. They don't need 2 more rounds. They've just they're in a spot where they basically will full eco, and then they'll be on $2,400. So everyone will have around 5,400 to 5,800-ish. So they're going to have a really healthy buy, but they want to decide in advance what to do with it. So Gambit, I've got to say, been looking generally quite decent, a little bit better than I expected. And CLG starting to find a way back in. I wonder how long their momentum is going to last here.
This is the point where you start to get worried. if you're a Gambit fan, because we've seen time and time again with a lot of CIS teams recently that sometimes... No, more than that. Okay, because often you see them in situations where they should close things out, Gambit here being in 14-9, but they don't manage to do it. If you remember Hellraisers at the major qualifier, I try not to. They had many good opportunities. That was one of the most brutal things I've watched, and that's been their story time and time and time again, just haven't got things over the line. They're apparently actually announcing roster changes today. I don't know if it's happened yet or not, but look out for that on the internets. But, you know, and again, flip side, 5 overtimes. They should win. They're a better team on that map, unable to do it. And now we have Gambit here, 5-round deficit. But obviously, 2 of these players used to be on Hellraisers. They've been in many situations before where they've been unable to close things out. You have to wonder if that starts to creep into the back of their minds, or if they just you know, they played the game for so long, they're veterans, that they don't think about that kind of thing. But I certainly do as a viewer, because again, Hellraiser flip side, you see it too many times. So you have to wonder if that's about to happen here. But CLG, you have to wonder where their heads are at. The best of ones have gone for the time being, so you know, they're not going to be too wide at the moment, but they're going to feel like they're a better team. They have more experience, they've been together longer, they have the team house, etc. They should be winning this, but they have a huge deficit. They are clawing things back, they've broken the economy, but there's going to be a buy coming from the CTs in the next round, and they'll still be 4 rounds behind.
Yeah, I think to me as well, you know, CLG tend to be pretty good in the kind of high pressure situations. From what I've seen, they're, you know, relatively consistent in those spots. Obviously, I mean, Gambit should never really throw this one away. Just 2 more rounds and they're pretty much done and dusted. And they got a lot of... I mean, the thing is that they haven't been that aggressive in a lot of spots. So I think they've been a bit too hesitant and not really taking the fight to CLG. And I think this has given CLG the in back into the game, because Gambit gives so much up, allowing CLG to pretty much build rounds and however they want.
Dictate the pace.
Exactly. And... you know, whilst it is risky business as a CT side, you've got to have that in your repertoire against a decent T side.
So this is a pretty solid eco here from the CTs. We have 2 pistols purchased and a flashbang onto Dozier. I'm going to have a quick look and see where Dozier is. He's over towards the A site, but it might be a counter flash should a push come in, because they've got a player up high and another player on the A site as well. CLG slowly creeping, but they've got 5 Molotovs, and there's no Molotov in Hoochie's position. That is really poor. They've got a man standing behind him as well. How does that call not even come in? I don't care that they got a kill there. There should always be a Molotov going down in the sandbag area. They know this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty unforgivable, to be honest. I mean, the thing is that there's so many dangerous spots, and with 5 Molotovs, you can easily just clear a path, especially on either the B site or the A site. You can Molotov basically everything. You can always find a way to get into a safe position.
Why has he bought it? Like, I honestly don't care that none of them have died. Why have they all bought Molotovs if they're not going to use them on an anti-eco?
Why? I don't know, James.
You can't make these mistakes. This is basic, Dan. This is basic. It's like putting shoes on.
This is triggering me all last year. I'm hoping that it's going to get better.
But we've seen this. We've like in our Face-It leagues in North America, we've seen this forever. If there's ever a time to not make sloppy mistakes like that, it's the major. You can see it there. He has a 180, and he's left with 8 HP. That's terrible.
All right, let's move on past this and hope to see better things in that regard. Gambit, they've got 4 rifles set up. The thing is, they are lacking grenades, heavily so. And CLG, I mean, once again, let's see how much space they're kind of given for free. You can see it in this situation. Mo's playing incredibly tentatively in middle. There's no presence from Gambit in middle. If CLG wanted to take it, they could, but they're actually going to try to fake out A, throwing loads of smoke grenades there. The rotation is happening. Hooch is rotating away from B towards A as the bomb has been picked up by Fugly, and they make the play into B now. And will Gambit realize in time? They're starting to run back to B. They might actually just make it in time. We'll have to see how the nades go, but here comes the spray coming in from Hooch. He's able to take down Hayes, and he might just have done enough damage here. Fugly responds onto Mo, but Waylander's still on the site, and this is a big deal.
And they still haven't rotated the CTs. Adren is still in mid. Dozier is just moving away from A now, but Gambit are still in control of the B bomb site with Waylander on the site. So it's really awkward for both teams. They've got JDM in the checkers, but Cutler is in mid, so he might be trying to get a cheap kill going for a flank, but there's nobody mid. Adren's still all the way in A, so JDM needs to find a frag, and indeed he does. Waylander takes it all in the face here. We've got flashbangs coming into lower, but there's no smoke there, which means Hooch can still cover the cross. He doesn't want to peek, but he's going to do it to get the information. The information is received straight in the chest, and now the advantage is back in the hands of CLG. 30 seconds left. Dozier's got the high ground. JDM is creeping in the site as well. Flashbangs coming in. Not sure if Dozier can get a frag in this situation. Adren is only now rotating from the A site. Flying down is not going to be enough for Dozier. JDM's going to dispatch of him as well. That could have gone either way, but CLG held and Gambit walks into the trap.
It's kind of questionable as well to see Dozier dropping into the site there, because there's 2 players left and he's completely alone. There's no support for him. So basically CLG would have to make a massive mistake there for Dozier to get more than a single kill. And then Adren's still in a really difficult spot. Adren's actually going to go for it. My goodness, he gets both kills. This is unbelievable. All of a sudden Cutler's like, what the hell is going on? He's sprinting back to try to cover the bomb in time. There goes the flash. Oh, Cutler gets it just in the nick of time. That was a scary situation. But yeah, I was going to say, I mean, it should only be a huge mistake from CLG to have that round lost. And Gambit, of course, we can see now, losing that round, they have no money. All right.
What is their loss bonus? They have lost 4 rounds in a row, which means they're going to have a huge buy in the next round. But again, we're starting to see the Eagles coming. They're spending a bit more because they know they're going to get a bit more in the next round should they lose this one. But let's see if CLG are going to be as sloppy as they were on their last anti-eco.
I mean, I really need to see Gambit putting more pressure into mid, more players into middle as well. They're giving up so much of the map. And okay, here it is. Is there sloppiness? We've got 2 frags going the way of CLG. They're just battling into that mid area. Adren's found himself into the T warehouse. But unfortunately for him, there's nobody there to kill. And CLG are just wrapping onto the A bomb site. So it should be pretty clean from this point forward for CLG. I'll have to see. But yeah, you know, going into the next round, Gambit might be able to keep this AK alive as well. But the thing is, as you say, you know, they'll have loads of cash anyway, so it doesn't actually matter.
To add to the issue on their last anti-eco, I don't know if I think it was who was in the middle, but the thing is, if I'm not mistaken, he was in the middle on his own. Like, you can have somebody boosted, throw a Molotov so you can still keep your gun out, because you don't want to be standing in the mid on your own with a nade in your hand. Get a boost in there, get a Molotov down, and then get off the boost and go back into A main if you want to do that. But there we go. That's what I always wonder. People say, oh, you know, worked really hard in this major, we studied really hard, but you can't Molotov sandbags. So the gap's going to be closed to 2.
Indeed. I'm really worried for Gambit at the moment, to be honest. CLG are basically just having their way with the map every single time, with no pressure anywhere. So let's see what Gambit's variation now. They have all the money, all the nades, all the weapons. How are they going to set up as a CT side here? Because, again, if you look at the cash of CLG, it's so massive right now. Which means that Gambit just haven't been getting the kills, and the bomb has just been going down with ease.
Indeed. So I think CLG have realized that if they can draw a player away from the B bomb site, it's quite susceptible to them taking it, and it's really hard for Gambit to retake. They've had success there. Again, they're going to have Cutler holding there passively as the lurker, so they're going to go for their basically default. We've got Tarek going towards Squeaky, but they know that there's going to be a big buy. Ooh, so much damage done to Waylander there. Yep, that's going to be a problem going forward. Tarek's being more passive towards Squeaky, perhaps because he's scared of the Mo AWP spam starting to come in now and harass a little bit. But Mo's actually holding the AWP in mid at the moment, and Waylander, with all the damage he's taken, is stuck to checkers, where you can often find, well, could often find Kishima, for example, behind the box. But with all the Molotovs on the CLG side, if they go towards B, one would hope a Molotov would go down in that direction. And
you know, once again, Gambit are playing insanely passive. And they've basically been doing that more or less every single round that they've had guns. And Mo now has rotated out of mid, so no eyes directly on middle, and it's going to be 3 players on the A bomb site. But CLG, after his initial presence there, are backing away towards B. This is like actually a really sick way to play this round, because obviously, as we can see, in the tendency of Gambit has been to do stuff like this. They don't have any information. They need to pop flash into somewhere to get info. I think they're doing so into A main, so they have the info.
Someone needs to realize this on the Gambit, because it happens time and time and time again. Adren goes down on A, but Dozier is still going to rotate towards mid/B, where the bomb is. Again, Tarek still trying to just run distraction. Dozier's in mid, but 20 seconds left. Have CLG left this too long? They need to breach the site. They're starting to put some smokes down towards headshot. But there's 14 seconds now. They take the site, but Hooch, oh, I was going to say he's going to give himself up for the taking, but I think CLG's made a mistake here. They've got 7 seconds left for them to plant the bomb. 5, 4. It's too late now. They've lost the round.
This is so strange as well. My goodness. And also, you know, Waylander's still behind the envious box. I don't know if anyone calls it that, but I call it the NBSL Happy Box. You know, at the back of the vent room, the checkers room, like he's just sitting there as well on like 10 HP. As well, I mean, they left themselves no time to do anything there on the bomb site, let alone the surrounding areas.
So again, like the last few rounds, CLG have won like, all right, let's try and suggest we're going towards A, but let's go B because B is weak. But they just, I don't know, they just, I mean, nobody. It seemed that nobody was watching the clock.
Yeah, that's a mistake that can happen in a major.
Yeah, they basically just threw the rounds.
Yep.
So too many mistakes from CLG may cost them the first map of this best of 3. Again, the second one is going to be Cobble.
The only thing to save them is their big bank. They don't really have to worry about the size of their monies. Got lots of cash in the bank to buy everything up again. And we'll see Fugly taking control of middle very easily. Once again, you know, Gambit just give up middle pretty much every round for free. That is the setup that they prefer, it seems. And they only have, you know, after losing Hooch, they've only got Waylander by headshot on B. That's all that there is to be said of that B defense. But hey, I mean, Mo hits a great shot just there, all the way down to the white box in middle.
Yeah, but they're going back to Old Faithful are the CLG side, and who knows if they can win this round. Again, the money's going to be a bit poor for Gambit, but they'll have one more buy in it. So they're just going to come in with no warning whatsoever. But there is a player, that's Dozier, waiting for the cross, but the smoke has gone down, and Hayes will get him through. Great timing from him. So again, Gambit still not realizing that CLG just going back to B again and again and again.
It happens every time. Oh my goodness, it's really frustrating to watch as well from that perspective for Gambit, because you know you see this problem that they're having, and it's basically a trade-off as well to their style, which is so incredibly passive. They're always being beaten out on the rotation, and in some rounds you would see Mo and Adren actually try to go for the retake here when it's really unfavorable. They're just too late, and this time they didn't. But yeah. It seems like CLG are only losing rounds in which they defeat themselves on the T side, instead of Gambit defeating their rounds.
For me, the question is, can Gambit make the adjustment and realize that CLG are taking B every round? Is it every round?
It is basically every round, James.
So they should be able to get a buy here. They can buy around these weapons. And indeed, they are going to do that, it seems. So let's see how many grenades the CT side will get out. We've got 3 smokes, 4 smokes, a bunch of flashbangs as well. But I mean, really, it comes down to, are CLG going to take the B-bomb site again? And if so, can Gambit adjust to it? The default comes out from both sides. The bomb's towards A main on this occasion, with 2 people looking for a fast engagement towards A. Actually, you can see Fugly very close. JDM gonna shoot Dozier, and Adren's going to answer, taking down Tarek, but everything's going to slow down. We've got a smoke in A main, but again, it's another round where CLG get a fast pick. Cutler though has stuck as Waylander's getting aggressive, and that's going to be some great information for his team. And now CLG don't know. I mean, in the def cam, they'll see Waylander move back a little bit, but there's no guarantee that Gambit aren't pushing B. And you can see how stretched out CLG are now. JDM's in squeaky, Fugly's running towards B on his own with the bomb, and Hayes is in mid. Yeah,
getting a kill there, he could still be in toxic for all they know. So this is a really terrible situation for CLG. But that said, you know, Gambit already did lose 1 player, and Waylander's pretty low, so definitely an opportunity here for them. And they're going to try to get the play onto the A site. So they haven't been there for a while, but let's see if they can make it work here. We've got Hooch by the NBK position, and Waylander going to get sacked down by Hayes. Hooch is in right there with 2 quick kills, and now it's down to Fugly, 1 versus 3, and before Hooch get burned down, he's actually able to avoid the flames there.
He's got 1 HP down.
This is ridiculous. I can't believe he's still alive. Finally he's going to get caught by the flames. It will spread, and he's done for, barbecued by Fugly, and now 1 versus 2. 30 seconds on the clock. The bomb goes down. Oh, just barely getting himself out of that position, but he's dead for 3 HP, and that's going to be that. Adren will get the frag on the Fugly, and oh my goodness, finally, James, Gambit are going to be able to take this one, but they were hemorrhaging badly there.
One thing you have to realise about CIS teams, Na'Vi aside, is that they've never won until they are completely over the line. You never know what's going to happen, but again, that could have been a 14-1 half in